9 of the most common reasons couples divorce after years together. Couples who have been together for years or even decades seem like the least likely candidates to split up. If they've made it this far, why would anything change now? Of course, that isn't always the case, and there are a few reasons for marriage breakdowns professionals see time and time again. According to divorce lawyers and relationship therapists, these are the most common reasons for couples to split up even if they have been together for decades. 1. The marriage runs its course. While sometimes a marriage ends due to a major dispute, often it's simply because one or both partners have fallen out of love and lost the spark. A lot of people who've been married 20, 25, 30 years or more very often run out of steam. There isn't anybody else involved, but they've kind of had enough of each other. Sometimes it's the kind of empty nest stuff. The kids have grown up and gone and they end up wondering, what have we got left in common, or what do we talk to each other about now? Oftentimes, people just get fed up with each other. Another slow burn road to divorce is what is called the neglected relationship. Adult couple lose sight and sound of each other as life stressors hit. Stressors such as children, job loss or failure, death of a parent, illness and so on. They take their eye off the relationship and it slips down the pecking order below the dog in the gym. Therapists recommend date nights at least once a month and weekly check-ins to keep relationship health at the top of your priorities. Open and honest communication plays an essential role too. Infidelity can be the main reason for the divorce. Couples in shorter relationships are more likely to divorce as a result of cheating. However, in long-term marriages where couples have children and more complicated finances, adultery may have occurred, but sometimes couples reconcile and give each other another chance due to the children and other particular circumstances. Money is one of the main causes of arguments in relationships, and it can also lead to their separation. When a family runs into financial pressures, there can be resentment between the parties. For example, if one person isn't working or lost their job. In these situations, some people prefer to be alone. Divorce relating to money problems is actually very common and is one of the main causes of couple split up. Behavioral issues such as drinking, taking drugs, and criminality are some of the common reasons for marriage breakdown. Another common one is addiction to gambling, which can lead to a lot of debt. Like with any other addictions, one can only help with so much unless somebody wants to change. 6. Lack of intimacy. It is very common even in this day and age that sex is not spoken about by couples, either not at all, leading to huge misunderstandings, or in a way that creates a battleground. Most women need to feel connected to feel sexual. On the contrary, men usually feel connected through sex, talk about it, or get help to talk about it. Otherwise, it could snowball into a far bigger issue, such as infidelity and divorce. 7. Not hearing each other. The biggest reason for marriage breakdown, which trumps all, is not listening to each other, not feeling heard by the other, and therefore the connection they once had is frayed to the point of permanent rupture. Sometimes better communication helps a couple refresh their relationship, but the outcome may also be that they discover the relationship is in a death throw and choose to divorce. Poor communication can lead to attack, defense, blame, criticism, and even contempt. 8. Abuse. Another big factor in divorce is abuse, which can be physical or psychological or emotional. Economic and emotional abuse can sometimes be more subtle, and this includes things like controlling behavior and gaslighting. However, during the process, sometimes they can become more pronounced as the divorce unfolds. 9. Buyer's remorse. Although it's more prevalent in shorter marriages, some couples divorcing after a change of heart, in particular young ones. It tends to be, actually we're not that keen on being married to each other, or I didn't think it'd be like this, or this isn't really what I want after all. It seems that young couples are much more prepared and often much more in a position to call it day and go separate ways. Want to watch more videos like this? Don't forget to like and subscribe and activate the notifications bell to learn about future videos. Thank you very much for your kind support.